never get free. Lamb to the slaughter, what you gon' do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gon' do when there's blood in the water? Look me in my eyes, tell me everything's not fine, or that people ain't happy.
Hey guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. Now this is What If Deku is a high-end nomu part 7, I think. Let's double check this real fast before we begin. I woke up a little late today, so I'm trying to get this done. So, get you guys content. So, let's see what we got. Yeah, it's part 7. Alright. Now, for plot sake, I'm just adding a minor character, so this is the she runs the school's cork blast tournament team. She's the coach of the team. You know, it's the whole, because, they join from school to school, so, there's going to have to be a teacher present, a coach or some sort of, authority figure to watch over the little terrorists using their terrorist abilities. But enough said. I think I said he was a sophomore now. Give me a second. Okay, if I said he was a junior, he's a sophomore still. So as the couple days progress, as as after he told his mother about the the little arranged dinner they have to go to. We'll cut to that as we'll cut to that before we go to a couple days. So as Midori gets home after speaking with Jiro, as Inko's like, "Oh, you're home." Yeah, apparently, Mom, we have Jiro's family, invited us over in 3 days. Her mom wants to meet you and me, apparently. Yeah, she's like, "You guys are moving pretty fast." As Izuku's like, "It's not like that. At least yet, at least. I don't think even she's like, I don't even want to have this conversation right now." As he goes upstairs. So Inko starts laughing. She's just giving him a hard time. As we cut to 3 days, as Inko and Void, they wear normal nice clothes. As Jiro mom opened the door. "Oh, you must be Void and you must be Inko." As Jiro had asked, what's his mom's name and everything. And she's like, "Thanks. Thanks for inviting us. It's very nice to meet you, miss. I don't remember, I really don't remember Jiro's last name. Or, no, Jiro is their last name, but I'm not sure, I don't remember her first name. So, whatever, we'll work around that." As he's like, "Nice for inviting me over, Miss Jiro." As we're just gonna call her Miss Jiro, and we're called normal Jiro. So when I say Jiro, but as long as it doesn't have a miss, when it has misses into it, it'll be referring to her mom, and this Jiro plane will be mentioned just to Jiro. So so I really don't want to look that up right now. So I already started. So let's get going. And she's like, "You're welcome. Please come in. My apologies. My husband's out doing something to do his work." And I think, "Oh, that's fine." As Jiro sits down, as she's looking kind of embarrassed because of her mother. And Midoriya or Void sits down. right across from Jiro, next to his mom. As they talk about, the parents talk about normal things. Give me a second here. Okay. As they both, as the two families eat dinner, as, they got along pretty well. And Jiro's mother is like, so Void, what's your plans for the future? Just out of curiosity. My daughter is going to apply to UA. As Inko speaks up, so yeah, I've been edging him go towards that, so I finally, he finally gave up. As Inko starts laughing, as, sorry, Void is like, getting a little irritated, but, his mom, so, just, as they, continue talking, as Jiro, gesture him to go, out on the patio with her. As Jiro's mother and Inko are getting quite along quite well, so they're acting like they're old friends, but they just met, so, as Jiro sits down, as Izuku sits down next to her, as she's like, I'm sorry about my mom. It's kind of embarrassing, as, sorry, I need to stop saying that. As she says, as Izuku's like, it's no problem, Jiro. My mom's a pain in the ass sometimes. As, they talk around that subject. And she's like, the reason, can I ask you something? Like, can I tell you something? Please don't think I'm like, as she turns red, as Izuku's like, what is it, Jiro? And she's like, as she, grabs Izuku by the shirt and kisses him on, on the lips, as, she walks off. She's embarrassed. She had enough courage just to do that. As Izuku, it's like a little confused. As, Jiro, wait. Come, as, as she comes back, sit down. And she's like, not really familiar with, the whole social thing, but you might have to explain a little bit to me. And she's like, fine, I like you, as, as Izuku's like, as he smiles, as he grabs Jiro and kisses her, like, because he always had a soft spot for Jiro, so, moving things along. As Inko and Mrs. Jiro sees that, and he's like, seems like she made her move after all. I figured she would be the one to do it, not my boy. He's a bit dense when it comes to these sort of things. Most social activities, but as the night progresses, Jiro gives Izuku a hug, and she told him to text her when he gets home, as, that progressed. As we're going to skip. Wait, give me a second. I think I messed something up. Okay. We don't skip, not yet. As the next day progresses, as Jiro and them are talking outside outside the classroom where the lockers are at, the socializing during, during what do you call it, passing periods, I guess. That's what. But anyways, as two guys go over, act all friendly. Midoriya has their arms around him. He's like, "Oh, this must be your, girlfriend. We're gonna borrow your boyfriend for a while. What do you say, Void?" It's those two kids from beating up Shinzo that Izuku pounded. And she's like, "Don't worry, Jiro. I'll take care of it. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Me and my old acquaintance here, we need to have a little chat." As, they walk off. And Jiro knows that these are not his friends, as she kind of knows his for knowing him so long, at least from his human state, she knows, she knows his expression, so she knows that something's wrong. As you have Miss Rose taking note of this, as she's, following what these students are going to do, she's curious. She's going to give someone attention if, she's about to, use her authority. So, that sort of teacher. Tries to get, into the gym area. As there's a bunch of group of guys. As it's like, you're going to pay for what you did, kid. You shouldn't mind your own business. Me and you are going, considering how you considering how you stopped us from beating up that little villain, from now on you're gonna be taking his beatings. Sorry. From now on you're gonna take his beatings daily, or whenever we just feel like it. As the teachers, standing near the corner of the bleachers so they can't see her. She's just observing. No, she would straight up just stand in the middle of the door. Just, she's just watching. They're not even paying attention to her, and she's getting a little bit irritated. As we're going to cut to what Void says. He's like, as Void smiles, you honestly want to cross this bridge? I will. Let's just say it will be unpleasant for you. What I do to you this time will make the beating I gave you two earlier like a day at the spa, as Izuku says. As, the two guys rush him, as he just dodges out of the way, grabs the dude's fist, twists it, and elbow him in the face as he goes flying. As two of the group of guys come forward as they throw fire, using their fire quirk. As Izuku goes ultimate shield, his hardening, as he hardens his whole body. As the teacher sees this, as one of the guys comes rushing to the side with a super strength quirk, as he grabs his fist and kicks him, going across the gym. He doesn't damage anything. He just falls on the ground eventually because he's holding back. As Izuku de-hardens, as he grabs the two guys using a fire quirk and slams their head into the ground. As the two, original punks that, started this whole issue, they get back up after getting, knocked down around a couple times. As, one of the men, one of their little groupie friends, threw him a bat. As the teacher is about to stop this, as Izuku hardens his arm, hardening his arm and blocking the area where he's going to hit, where they're going to swing the bat at. As the bat rattles, as Izuku grabs on the bat, squeezes, as the bat is crushed, as Izuku grabs him by the head and just tosses him over to the bleachers. That's when the teacher, what do you lot think you're doing? As all the students like, crap. Not Miss Rose. Not of all teachers. And she's like, you lot. Principal's office now. As they're, but you're coming with me. And she's taking, Void. As she's telling him, follow me, Midoriya. As Void's like, how do you know my last name? I know who you are and who your family is. Keep quiet, follow me, and and I'll explain everything when we get into where we need to go. As they go into the school club where they do the whole cork blast tournament, preparing. This is a big gym area. It's not as big as the it's not big as the gym, but it's big enough for sparring sessions. So there's sorry. As we continue forward, give me a second. Okay. As she does opens the door kind of hard like, as you see, Luna has her feet on the desk, has, chewing bubble gum. She's like, oh shit, Miss, Miss Rose. And she's like, what did I tell you about putting your feet on the desk? It's like, not to do it. Yes, ma'am. As, she's getting irritated. And she's like, Void? As you two know each other? Yeah, we met a couple days, Yeah, we met a while ago. And she's like, good, this will make this whole lot easier. And she's like, sit down, Midoriya. Now, as you know, the school rules prohibited, fighting. And instead of, sending you to the principal's office or giving you attention, I'll keep quiet on this if you join, you join this club to be the new member for the Cork Blast tournament. We're lacking a member. One, kind of quit. As she's looking at Luna. What? He was a loser. He didn't take anything seriously. As she sighs. But with your Cork, you're a good match with Miss Luna here. With Luna. If you accept, if you don't, it will look bad on your record, especially coming from a no, sorry, give me a second. I totally forgot how to. Sorry, especially coming from a hero family, as Izuku, he's been listening. He's like, huh. So you're extorting me. As Luna starts laughing, the teacher, it's not extorting, it's urging you to a certain direction. It's still extorting, ma'am. Fine. What do I need to sign? And she signs Luna grabs, a papers, bunch of them, as they flop them on a desk. And it's like, you want me to sign all of these? As she just, yes. As she drops now she puts a place to pen on the paper. Place. As he spends, let's say he spent like 30 minutes trying to sign all that shit. As he's like, Jesus, only thing I didn't sign is away in my soul. As, he's making cracks. As he's like, very well. The cork blast, as, he signed it as, before you leave, as, normal, the general population knows that the cork blast tournaments hold every 2 years. And so happening, the high school level, during this tournament, we run to the things different. The first year is one-on-one competitions. Second year is tag team. Considering how we're far off from the tag team match, I want you, Void, to enter to the singles competition. As Izuku's like, Void's like, why? I normally was going to send, Luna over there to do it, but I want to see what your abilities are. How far you take your quirk. Oh, I see. As Izuku, smiles. So you want to see if I'm strong enough for, the tag teams. Think I'm weak. In case I'm weak. She's like, affirmative. As, fine. When is this taking place? In a few months. I want you to train here. Luna, show him the ropes. And she as she calls the principal, yeah, I sent a bunch of hooligans to your office. They were caught fighting, picking on, as she, does a story. They engaged the subject, and the subject did self-defense. So, I'm with the student now. I've already, did his punishment. So I'll deal with a lot with the rest of those lot with you. As she hangs up. I hate this job. As she, goes off. And she's like, I'll be back. I'll be here in the club office, in the club gym, um, every other day in the classroom to check up on you lot. Behave. As, she walks off. As, Luna's like, sorry about Coach. She's intense. And she's like, can't believe, the luck. It's ironically. As you just like, what? First time, that you're actually, going to be, on this team. Well, it gives me a chance to see what you're capable of anyways. So I'll give you the rundown of the area. As she shows them this is the fighting ring. As it's pretty big. As she goes over to, other section is, sorry, I need to stop saying that. It's a bunch of gym equipment for, weights and stuff like that. It's a big, area. So we're going to straight up get to this now. As a couple months have passed. No, wait. As Jiro comes to one of the office, Jiro comes to see, what's Midoriya been doing on, because he told her that he joined a club, but she didn't really know what club until, she saw Midoriya. And she rushes over there. There you are, Midoriya. You should have told me you joined the Quirk Blast Tournament Club. For the Quirk Blast Tournament. As she, looks over and sees, Luna. Ah, Jiro. As Izuku, as Void's like, you know each other? And she's like, yeah, we do. As, they're getting an evil stare. And he's like, what are you doing here? And she's like, as, she wraps her arms around Midoriya. Oh, to talk to my boyfriend. She's like, oh, so you're dating him? Isn't he a little, out of your league? As, they're going that. As Luna's just fucking with her, but she does kind of like Midoriya, or Void a little bit, so, there's that, but not sure if I'm going to add another, ship to this or not. I'm not totally sure. I'm just, adding shit in, because, I can, so. And she's like, don't be, too bad for you, you'll be seeing a lot more of me if you're dating Izuku. As, Jiro's like, what do you mean? They're like, he joined our club, so, our senior year, we're going to be a tag team. And she's getting irritated. As Jiro wants to leave, as, she grabs Izuku. It's like, I'll catch you later, Luna. And she's like, yeah, I'll catch you later, Void. She's just having a fun time with this. As Jiro's getting irritated. And she's like, I can't believe, you partner's her. As, she's going off, but as, she sighs and says, sorry about that, Void. As Void's like, don't worry about it. As they go off today, as we're going to cut to the tournament. As Izuku, walks into the tournament entryway in the building. As he goes off in a separate direction near the right, as, Izuku and Bakugo see each other, as, Bakugo smiles because he's like, you. As, Izuku smiles like cockily. Oh, you want another beating? As he walks past him, And she's like, I'm going to defeat you this time. I'm going to defeat you in the ring, loser. That first shot, that first encounter was a fluke. As they walk past each other, as he's like, sure, whatever. As Miss Rose saw that and heard that. It seems like you two have a bit of a beef. Did you see? Yeah, I personally don't care for him. As if that's who I'm facing, then I'm glad I joined. As he's never get. Lucky for him, he gets to beat on Bakugo again because he quite enjoyed that. As the matches progress, as Bakugo was called up, as you have Luna and the coach and Miss Rose paying attention to this fight specifically. The rest of other fights were like meaningless. He didn't really use his quirk at all, so they were just weak. So we're going to cut to the good stuff. Give me a second here. Sorry, I'm back. As Bakugo gets up in the ring, stretching his arms out, just rotating his shoulder around, as he's like, I'm gonna murder this loser. How dare he embarrass me? As he's hating on Midoriya after what he did to him. As we have Midoriya walking up the ring, as you see Jiro and her mom, Jiro and Inko, are sitting in the stands watching a match. As Jiro's still mad, and she's like, "What is it, dear? Did you and Void have a fight? No. You know that girl. Sorry, you know that girl Luna. As I think you've mentioned it before. Yeah, that you two girls had an altercation a while back ago. Yeah, he's on my sorry, he's on Void's team. She's on the same team as Void. As she giggles. She's like laughs because it's funny. And she's like, I remember the good old high school days. As she's just reminiscing about that because it's drama. And I don't miss it one bit. As Mom, as it's true. As they're bickering. As they're talking back and forth. As Inka's like, the match is about to start. I wonder, hopefully my son doesn't take it too far from the last, encounter with that guy. That kid. As Jiro's like, yeah, as Jiro finally realized who Izuku's fighting. As she yells out, ripped his throat out. As she's like, Void, rip his throat out. As Jiro's mother is shocked. As she's like, dear. As she's like, oh, I'm sorry. As she sits back down, and she's like, don't worry about it. As that goes on. As Izuku hears that, smiles. As Bakugo is like, what's so funny? And he says simply, oh, apparently my girlfriend wants me to rip your throat out, so can't technically do that, but maybe I could choke you out a little bit. As hopefully that, will suffice. As she's like to see you try. As the match fights. As Izuku peers in front of him, grabs him by his throat. Just starts choking him a little bit. As he tosses him to the ground. As Bakugo's like, you're gonna pay for that. As he's lighting up explosions. As Izuku's blocking it with his arms. As he has his hardened. Both his arms are hardened as he's blocking the blast. And she's like, you have to do a lot more than that. If that's all you do, this is going to be a very boring fight. And she's like, how dare you? As he lights the explosion off of the Midoriya's face. As half of his face is coated with the hardening ability, looking like, the half half of his face is hardened, as everyone sees the a little hint, a little preview of what his form kind of looks like, as everyone's like shocked, as he goes like, I didn't think he would look that way in his hardened form when he's, you know, full on. As Jiro's like, what do you mean? I've, as you know, my son has a hardened quirk, right? And she's like, yeah, but I've never actually seen him use it beyond on his hands or arms. So I wonder how strong it is, as, she's thinking, as this is a good, chance. As Izuku, punched Bakugo in the face as he goes flying. As Izuku's like, that was pretty dirty. As Bakugo gets up, as he goes in for, I'm just saying, because of plot convenience, that he's able to, Bakugo, in this, is able to use explosion on his hands and feet, so as he does that, as Izuku goes flying, as he stops himself, as he's still standing up, he just skid a little bit further away, as he's like, huh, interesting. As he's like, I'll do you solid. I'll do you solid, Blondie. I will not use, I will only fight with my physical strength. With no quirks. What do you say? It's like, you're gonna lose. As Bakugo goes in for explosions, as Midori, maneuvers around it. As he, begins to counter Bakugo. As he goes in for a closer explosion. As he grabs his hands. As he elbows in the face. As Izuku kicks him. As he goes flying out of the ring. As there's that. As ever, the match is over. As Izuku, as Void's like, oh, that was boring. Figured you'd be more of a challenge. You learn a new trick or two, but too weak. See you around, Blondie. As, Izuku jumps off. As Rose is like, huh, impressive. Couldn't really. You were holding back. I could tell. As Izuku's like, yeah, why didn't you use your full, quirk? Why didn't you use it fully? As Izuku, Void's like, huh, and advertise how strong I am. I'm not going to fully, expose my quirk for everyone to see on national TV. What, you think I'm stupid? As the teacher, smiles. And she's like, excellent. As she's all about that, not, hiding your true power only when you need to unleash it type of mindset. As Luna's like, you did good. As, Izuku's like, what's your quirk, by the way? She has, like, a super strength quirk, because, I just want her to have a super strength quirk, because she's a fighter, so. That's a, super strength quirk. Kind of wish I had my brother's quirk, but that can't, nothing can be done about that. As, they say goodbye, as, they go their separate ways. As Jiro rushes over to, Void. As they go off and do something to together, go out to the movie, just a typical date. I'm not really going into it because there's not really much I could do to it. They've already established their relationship already. So it's just, they go on a date as, the night progresses, they went their separate ways. As we're gonna stop it here. Should I continue? Give me a second. Yeah, I need to stop it here because it's getting kind of late. I need to start getting ready for work, but the next part will be tomorrow. So the next part we'll get this extra stuff out of the way. So the next part will end the cork blast tournament stuff. So then we'll get into the anime itself. So we got that to look forward to. So hope you guys have a good night and day. Judging my time since. All right, bye.